to the chat. Okay, good morning. It's the backlit class. I'm glad you're here. Take your seat. Feel your sitting bones and your feet on the earth. This morning, as I was getting ready, I saw a duck, female duck. And I thought, what a bold move for that female duck to come up on the deck. Probably the word bold was in my mind. It's today's theme. Bring your hands to your heart. You have a very bold heart. And there are times in your life where you have stood up for someone or something. Maybe it's an idea. And you did it with a very bold heart. Offering gratitude for this boldness of our hearts. And then release your hands, open your eyes. Arms down by your side, push with your feet, press with your sitting bones, big stretch up, arms out to your side. So take big, bold movements. Be like that female duck that was just strutting all over my deck, not concerned about any of the other creatures that live in my backyard. You've got a snake back there that the owl's been hunting, but we actually want to keep this particular snake. It's a good snake, so we hope the owl doesn't get it. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand and tip over to the right. Once again, I am teaching right, left. I am doing right, left, and depending on how you have your camera set up, it'll maybe not look right, left to you. So just follow the right, left cues. I might fall out. It says my connection's unstable. Push with your feet. Inhale and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Take a big breath up. If I happen to drop out of class, tip to the left. So you're holding on to your right hand with your left wrist. If I happen to drop out of class, I'll be coming right back in. You just keep moving and breathing if that happens. It's a funny morning. Press with your feet. Inhale and rise. Exhale and release your arms. Take a big breath up. Open your arms out to a T. Bring them forward. And then bend your elbows and hold on to your shoulders with your hands. Bring your elbows into the midline. Drop your head down. And as your elbows go up, keep your head down. And then as your elbows go down, lift your head up. So you're making elbow circles with a head nod. So as elbows go up, head goes down. As elbows go down, head comes up. 3 more times, breathe. Here's the in-breath as the elbows rise. The exhale is as the elbows lower. Can you hear my shoulder clicking? That's the one I broke 25 years ago. That I was told I would not be able to raise my arm above my head at the time I was 40 because of how I broke my shoulder. So I'm here to tell you, I'm in my mid-50s and I can still take my arm over my head. I'm really grateful for all of these practices that have kept me moving, but there definitely are more clicks and creaks as I get older, and I'm sure you appreciate that too. Here's your last one. Release your arms down by your side. Yeah, the mic is really close to where my click is. In breath, raise your arms up. Slide your fingers together. Turn your palms open to the sky and reach. So keep pressing down into your sitting bones, down into your feet, and then try to lift up strongly with your side waist. Exhale and release your arms down. Inhale, take a big breath up. Hook your thumbs together. So I'm hooking my thumbs together like I'm making a puppet show with the light. And then bring your hands back behind the base of your skull. Pull your thumbs away from one another as you push into your feet and your pelvis so that you can lift up through your heart and your sternum. This is a very bold-hearted position. You took this shape publicly, right? It would be quite a bold position. Not too many of us would stand in public like this. On an in-breath, raise your arms up. Exhale and release your arms down. Right, keep your left foot on the ground, stretch your right leg out long. So we're going to do a hamstring stretch. Press down through the right heel and spread all of your toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, left hand to left thigh, right hand reaches towards your right foot. It could also reach for the right thigh or the right shin bone. Drop your head in and breathe. Push down with your feet, inhale and come up. Fold your right leg, stretch your left out. Keep breathing, big breath up. Exhale, forward fold, right hand to right thigh. Reach forward with your heart. So, we can have a really bold heart, but it could be rude, right? We could be bold and rude. So there's a quality we want to add to a bold heart and that we all have, which is also a kind heart. Push down with both feet, inhale and come up. Step your feet out now wider than your chair. Breathe, use your hands on your thighs. Make sure you're a little bit on the front of your chair. As you push down with your hands, lift up through your sternum and then hinge here from the hip crease and forward fold. Keep your spine long as possible. Eventually, as you start to tip closer to the earth, your spine will flex. Go ahead and let that happen. Your hands can come down to the earth too. Head drops. Breathe. Work your hands back onto your thigh bones if they've left your thigh bones. Extend your spine so you're back into a neutral spine, neutral head position. Push with your feet, in breath, and come up. Walk your feet together. Let's turn sideways. Return into the right. Have your right sitting bone on the chair. Step your left leg back. And so your left leg might step really far back, or it might step halfway back. It's really up to you what's going on here in the front of the pelvis, like the sensation you have. So you want to be kind to yourself, right? So this kind-hearted quality first is extended to yourself. Breathe. Now turn your belly button towards your front knee. So belly button turns toward front knee. And then use your back hand, the one by the back of your chair, and pull the chair towards you. In breath, lift your left arm up. And then step your left leg forward. Turn around, let's go the other way. So sitting on your left side, left thigh bone, left sitting bone, step your right leg back, push with your right foot. In breath, raise your right arm up and breathe. Turn your belly button itself, turn it towards your left knee and use your left arm to pull the chair back into you. So these warrior shapes, this is a warrior one variation, a lunge variation. They're very bold, big shapes. We want to take them big. And as you exhale, release your arm down by your side. It's a little hard to take them big, right, in a chair because it forces, let's turn around and go back to the first side. It forces the front leg to be in the optimal position, which is thigh bone parallel to the floor. It's a pretty big shape for the front leg, and then to ask the back leg to step back. So step back with your left leg, put your left hand on your pelvis, turn your belly button towards your front knee. In breath, your right arm up. In breath, your left arm up. Hook your thumbs together. Remember the eagle thumbs, right, where we hook our thumbs, the eagle shadow puppet move. And bring your hands back behind your head. Lift up through your heart. In breath, extend your arms. Exhale and release. Step your left leg forward. Let's turn around last time, second side. Left thigh in the chair, right leg steps back. Step back as much as it feels comfortable for you to lengthen the back leg. Breathe. Turn your belly button towards your left knee. Push with your feet. Raise your right arm up. Raise your left arm up. Hook your thumbs together for the eagle hand. And then bring your thumbs behind the base of your skull. Keep pulling your thumbs apart as you press your head back. So a very bold shape here. Again, this is not a shape, we would take right in the middle of Publix. On an in-breath, extend your arms up, exhale, and release your arms down by your side. Turn forward to face me. One more wide-legged forward bend in the chair. So put your hands on your thigh bones. Move your heart forward, forward fold. Keep your spine long as it can. And then eventually, as you tip more forward, your spine might flex. Let your head drop in, that's fine. Hands can touch the ground if it feels appropriate. We have 2 breaths here. All right, put your hands on your thigh bones if they're not there already. Extend your spine as you push with your feet and inhale and come up. Walk your feet together, scooch to the front of your chair. We have 5 rise and lowers from the chair. So mark your feet a comfortable distance. Make sure you're on the very edge of your chair. Push with your feet, in breath and rise up. As you exhale, really sit far back so you can find the chair seat when you come down. And if you're nervous about it, you know to put your hands back there and reach for the chair. 4 more times. Here we go. Rise up. Exhale, sit. So these are a little faster. Inhale, rise. Mark your knees. So the knees will tend to rock in and out. They'll particularly rock in, right? And we want to keep them tracking. And that takes a lot of glute strength to keep them tracking. I think this is our last one. Stay upright. Exhale and release your arms. Okay. So take your chair now. Turn the chair back to face you. And step your left foot under your chair and your right leg back. Nice high lunge. Breathe. Stay in your high lunge. I'm just checking microphones again. So for those of you that just joined us in class, my internet is a little unstable. This morning I've moved positions. I apologize for the backlight. But at least we're holding together with an internet connection. And I've asked everybody to turn off their cameras and mute their mics to see if that helps with bandwidth in neighborhoods. So pushing down with your back foot and your front foot. One more breath, step together. You guys were there a while. Second side. Breathe. Turn your belly button towards your front knee, your right knee. Couple more breaths. All right, push with your front foot to step your left leg forward. Back to the first side. Left foot standing, right foot stepping back. Turn your belly button to face your left knee, and on an in-breath, raise your right arm up. Now you could keep a hand on the chair. We're gonna make an eagle hand. Maybe the second arm comes up too, and you make your eagle hands. Bring your eagle hand, push with your back foot, lift. Breathe. Very bold move here. So you got to keep pulling your feet towards one another. On an in-breath, extend your arm. Exhale your arms down, step your right foot forward, step your left leg back. Push down with your right hand as you bring your ribs and your head on top of your pelvis. Turn your belly button towards your right knee, your front knee. On an in-breath, left arm up, right arm can join it. Now, if you're going to keep one hand down on the chair, you still make the eagle hand, right? You still pretend you got 2 hands back there, and you're pulling the thumbs away from one another. As you press your head back into your thumbs, and your thumbs push back against your skull. Keep lifting up through your heart. Breathe. On an in-breath, extend your arms. Exhale them down, step together. Step back for L pose. Bend your knees. Spread your toes. As you push down through your heels, broaden the outer edges of your heels away from one another. So feel the weight in the inner and outer edges of your feet, but also broaden the heels away from one another. Take another breath. And then walk towards your chair to come out. Left foot under the chair, right foot back. This time, plant your right foot. So we are in a Virabhadrasana 1 shape. You can step your right foot a little bit to the right so that your pelvis orients to the chair in front of you. Place at least your right hand on your pelvis. Maybe both hands go to your pelvis. And turn your pelvis by using your right hand to pull the right side of the pelvis forward. Use your left hand to pull the pelvis back on the left side. And what that'll do is turn your belly button towards your left knee. And if it didn't, turn your belly button towards your left knee. On an in-breath, raise your arms up. It could be one arm or both arms. Eagle arms, so hook your thumbs together. eagle hands, excuse me. Press your head back into your hands. Take the big bold shape. Keep pulling your feet towards one another. One more breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, and release your arms. Step together. Step back with your left foot. So once again, to get your pelvis oriented to the chair in front of you in this Virabhadrasana one shape, back heel is on the ground, back foot is turning slightly in, maybe even pointing forward a little bit more than you would think. Bring your left hand to your pelvis, and you can direct the left side of your pelvis to pull forward. Now, if your pelvis won't move forward, it means you need to step your left leg a little bit more to the left, and it doesn't have to move far, just maybe half an inch, just play. Start small with the movement, how far you're moving it to the left, the abduction, to see what gives you the range of motion in the pelvis to turn left pelvis forward, right side back. So right hand is on the right side of the pelvis, drawing the right side back. That'll turn your pelvis towards your front knee. Now turn your belly button towards your front knee. In breath, one or both arms up. Hook your thumbs, hands behind the base of your skull. Keep anchoring into your back heel, lift up through your heart. Very big warrior position. So warriors that are kind and bold are very respected, right? A bold-hearted and kind-hearted warrior, a bold-hearted, kind-hearted leader, very respected. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale your arms down, step together, step back for L pose. And there are times in your life where you have been that. You have been very bold in your actions, in your words. And at the same time, you've balanced that boldness with being very kind in your actions and kind in your words. And during those times, whether they were within your family unit, maybe within a work environment, whether you knew it or not, people were admiring that quality. We recognize universally that quality of boldness and kindness that come from the heart. Walk towards your chair to come out. Turn your chair around so the seat faces you. And we'll take a nice wide stance. Your back foot is your left foot, chair's to the right of me. So turn your back foot slightly in, turn your front foot all the way open. Reach your arms up to the sky and out to a T. Keep pulling your feet into the midline and touch the chair seat. Push off of it, breathe. Triangle pose. We're going to shift from Trikonasana. So take your top hand to your pelvis to make that shift. Release your front hip, come into a knee bend. Now keep moving the inner thigh of your back leg back. That would be towards the wall or space where your left foot is, your left outer heel. Keep moving the inner thigh of the back leg apart while you bring the head of the right shin bone forward. The tendency will be for the back leg to go with the front leg. And what we're working on is not, right? Keeping this strong, steady, anchored back leg, a very bold back leg, while the head of the shin bone on the front leg ekes forward slowly. All right, keep what you have. Turn your belly button to the sky. Turn your right ribs to the sky. Turn your head to the sky. In breath, your left arm up. Maybe the right arm comes up. Doesn't have to. Both arms up. Hook your thumbs together. Did you think that was coming? You got hand puppet eagle thumbs. Hook them together. Bring them back behind the base of your skull. All right, left inner thigh more broad. Right shin bone forward more. Take a bigger pose. Press your head back. Be bold. Breathe. Be kind to yourself as you explore the shape. Gaze of the eyes tracks towards your eyebrows. Curl back. In breath, extend your arms. Push with your feet. Inhale and come up. Exhale and release. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. I'm wondering how that went. Let's go to the other side. 2 rungs of your chair, definitely on your yoga mat. Don't trust the chair, you know that. Nice wide stance. Left side of me is facing the chair. Back foot is the right foot. Turn the right foot slightly in. Root into the 4 corners of your foot. As you turn the left foot open, root into the four corners of your left foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. Keep pulling your feet towards one another as you spread your toes and take your arms out to a T. On your next exhale, hand to chair seat. Push off the chair seat and breathe. So you're in triangle pose, Trikonasana. Stay with your breath. Making a transition here. Bring your top hand to your pelvis. Stay strong and steady in your back leg. It's a very bold action to keep the back leg inner thigh. So your right leg inner thigh moving back and apart is in the direction of the right heel. Release your left hip so the left head of the shin bone goes forward while you keep pulling the right inner thigh back and apart. See if you can get the left shin bone stacked on top of the ankle. Keep breathing. Top arm up. Option is bottom arm up, right? Or it could just be the top arm. Hook your thumbs together so you have that hand puppet eagle hand thing. Bring it to the base of your skull. Begin pressing your head back as you pull your thumbs apart. Eye gaze tracks towards eyebrows. Expand back, but don't allow the legs to shift, right? You got to stay steady, true, and really bold in the legs while you open this pose with a lot of kindness, because it's a big one. On an in-breath, extend your arms and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Heel toe, come together. Back to the first side. So let's take an L pose, back on the first side. Bend your knees, breathe. Stay with your breath. Walk towards your chair. All right, 2 rungs, definitely on your yoga mat. Right foot not under the chair, just close to the chair, but a little bit stepped off. Short lunge position, so right foot forward, left leg back. Inhale, reach up, bring your hands behind the base of your skull, press your head back, pull your thumbs apart. Hold kind of hard as you turn your belly button towards your right knee. Continue to breathe, hinge from your hip crease, keep pressing your head back as your heart goes forward. Release your hands to the chair seat, float your left leg up. As you press down from your pelvis into your right heel, spread your toes and move your left inner thigh, that's the leg in the air, a little bit more to the sky. And using that rotation of left inner thigh to the sky just a little bit more helps align the left leg. You'll feel like it's screwing in, right? Like it's tightening into the socket. Extend your right arm forward and breathe. Bend your right elbow, bring your right hand to the base of your skull. Imagine you have your left hand there too, right? Pull the thumbs apart, bold heart, bend your right knee, touch down with your left. Inhale and come up. You're in a warrior shape. Exhale and release your arms. Step together. Left foot near the chair, but not under it. Right foot steps back. It's a shorter step back, so it's not a full, all big step back lunge. It's about half of that. Inhale, float your arms up. Maybe it's just one arm, doesn't have to be both. Hook your thumbs together, bring them back behind the base of your skull. Press your head back into your thumbs pull apart. Continue to breathe. Hinge from your hip crease. Keep moving your heart forward as you weight shift. Maybe one hand moves down to the chair. It would be the right hand. Right hand down. Give it a shot. Maybe left hand down. All right, so with both hands down on the chair seat, let's refine the legs before we go back to the heart. So root from your pelvis into your left heel as you spread your toes. Keep breathing. And then in your back leg, spin the right inner thigh just a little bit higher to the sky. So the right outer hip descends. And then you use your strong hamstring glute in your right leg to pick the right leg up without opening the right side of the pelvis. Extend your left arm forward. Keep breathing. Next, exhale, left hand to skull. Imagine you're pulling your thumbs apart. Press your head back. Make your heart space bold. Get big. Keep reaching back more fully with your right leg as you push with your left heel. Soften your left knee. Touch down with the right foot. You'll land in a warrior position. Both hands to the base of the skull. Bold heart lifting up. And then release your arms down by your side. Step together. Step back for L pose. Breathe. All right, walk into your chair to come out. We just need to do some leg rotations. We're going to do them seated on the floor. You could also do them seated in the chair. We're going to practice on the floor, but you're welcome to sit in your chair if you'd prefer. So standing here at your chair, let's step the right leg back, practice going down to the floor. Right knee down, push with your right foot, step your right foot forward, second side, left leg back, left knee down, push with your left foot, lift yourself up, push with your right foot, your front foot, step together. One more time each leg, right leg back, right knee down, push with both feet, lift back up, step together, stand on the right foot, step the left leg back, back knee down, push with your feet, rise, step together. All right, pick whether it's your right or left leg to come down. So pick which one, step back, one knee down, second knee down, have a seat. Extend your legs out in front of me. If you happen to have a peanut, you could use a peanut. If you don't, it's okay, right? You can rotate your leg without the peanut. If you have the peanut, I'm not going to cue it, but you'll move the peanut down the leg while we're rotating it. So use your hands right on top of your femur and push down, right? So you want to feel through the clothing. You want to feel through your tissue, your muscle tissue, until you feel the bone, the right femur bone. Holding the right femur bone with your hands, rotate your leg. Yeah, that's it. It's not happening from the foot, it's happening from your hands, holding the bone and turning the bone. If you happen to have the peanut, you can move the peanut down the leg a little bit. If you don't have a peanut, again, it's fine, it's just a prop. All right, let's finish there. Stretch your right leg out and just feel. You should feel like you've got a longer right leg, right? Grounded. Let's do the second side. All right, so second side, if you've got a peanut, you'll place it up at the top of the hamstrings, and then we'll rotate. So with your hands holding your left leg, confirm that you truly feel the bone, right? You're not just twisting flesh around bone. That's not what we want to do. We don't want to turn the tissue around the bone. We want to rotate the bone. So that means you've got to feel with your hands, are you truly directing bone to rock back and forth? Okay, and then take it out. Just feel for a second. Yeah, so the femur bone, let's go ahead and put one hand on each of them and rotate both. Femur bone, strongest bone in the body. It's been used as a hammer across the centuries, a club, right? And I was reading, I think it's Margaret Mead wrote that the mark of civilization, you know, wasn't like whether or not we could make bowls or weave baskets or build fire, build a tire, a wheel. The mark of civilization was a healed femur, because if you broke your leg, if you broke your femur, it meant you couldn't escape anything that might come get you. And if the femur healed, it means someone else with a very kind, bold heart stayed with you and tended to you as that leg bone healed. Come up to kneeling. So kind of fun, right? It's that human heart quality. So kneeling in front of your chair. If you hate kneeling in front of your chair, get right up. You don't have to be here. But if you're willing to kneel in front of your chair, press your pelvis forward. and lift up through your heart. You can definitely do this in standing. Press down through the tops of your feet. Take another breath here. Pushing down with your left arm, raise your right arm up. Press down with your right hand, raise your left arm up. So we're in the beginning of what's called Ustrasana, camel pose. In breath, raise your right arm up. So now we're just back to the right arm up. Bring your right hand to the base of your skull. See if you can get the left hand there, and then hook your thumbs. If both hands are willing to be there, great. In breath, lift up through your very bold yet kind heart and curl back. So up with the heart, curl back as you press your head into your hands and your thumbs pull apart. In breath, extend your arms up, exhale them down. Pick a leg to step forward. We're coming up to standing. Tuck under the back toes and your back foot. Push with your front heel. Push with your back foot to lift yourself up and step together. All right, all those leg rotations were about a leg rotation and a lunge. So we're going to play with that. Stand in your left foot, step your right foot back, and just start with, you can see my right heel is lifted. Toes, pelvis, ribs, all pointing in the same direction. Now pivot on the big toe ball joint so that your right heel lands on the ground. So we would call that like a classic warrior one shape. And to more warrior one it, you would want to orient your pelvis, which you did earlier in the practice, towards the chair. So bring your right pelvis forward. Familiar cues, you've already done them. Now adding on to that, let's go back to the right heel lifted. So you're on the big toe ball joint of your right foot, right heel lifted. This one's weird. Rotate so you come to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. It may not turn all the way, and you'll really feel your belly turn towards your left knee, right? Belly and chest will turn to the left knee as you come onto the pinky toe edge. Now, don't take this out on your right ankle. Be really kind to your right ankle as you make this rotation. So only work where it's best for you. Good, turn back to center. Push with your left foot, step your right foot forward. Just stand for a minute. That was a big sequence through leg rotations. And just feel that effect through the right side compared to the left. What does the right hip joint, right hip crease feel like compared to the left? All right, second side, right foot forward, left leg back. Just start in your high lunge position, a very familiar place for all of us. Keep bringing your right head of your shin bone forward as you push back with your left foot. Left heel is lifted and exposing the bottom of your left foot to the wall behind you. On your next exhale, go ahead and put the left heel on the ground. Now the heel's gonna pivot into the midline of you, as your toes turn away from you. And what that'll do is it'll try to pull your belly and your pelvis over to the left. Can you feel it? Like you're turning left. Because we're in a warrior one shape, we want to turn back forward towards the direction we're going, right? That's where our power is. So use your left hand if you need to. Turn the left pelvis forward as you draw the right side of the pelvis back, and that'll start to orient your pelvis to the chair in front of you. And you'll even turn your belly a little bit towards your front knee. Now watch the front knee. It'll tend to fall in or fall out. Keep it tracking really well, and that takes strength. Come back to a pivot on the back foot where you're on your toe joint and your left heel is lifted, right? So we're back to the first shape we took. Now for that weird shape, a really strange rotation for many of us. You're going to pivot on the left foot, the back foot, so that you start going towards the pinky toe edge of the left foot. Do not collapse into the ankle. And what you'll feel happens is your belly will strongly turn to the right. We're going to repeat this in a moment, so we'll add on some stuff. I just want to get you comfortable with these leg rotations. On an in-breath, come back to center, so you're back to the high lunge. Push with your right foot, step your left foot forward. Just feel for a minute. They're weird, they're big. So we're going to be bold in our shape, yet kind to ourselves first about how far we take the shapes. All right, standing on your left foot, step your right foot back, high lunge. So repeating the sequence and adding on. Go into the Virabhadrasana 1 foot. That's where you put the right heel on the ground. Right foot is slightly turning in. And then to really get the pelvis to turn, Think about your right inner thigh, the back leg inner thigh, moving back to the space behind you and apart, which is to the right side of you. And that'll start turning your pelvis. So look at that. If you move your right inner thigh back, right, what does that mean? And apart, it'll turn your pelvis. Can you feel that? Now add the pelvic movement. Now turn your pelvis, turn your belly. Raise your arms up, hook your thumbs, bring them back behind the base of your skull, lift up through your heart. Release your arms back to your chair. Pivot back to the first position where you're in high lunge. And now go to the pinky toe edge of the foot. Go to the pinky toe edge. Rotate. And you don't have to get all the way to the pinky toe edge. You'll feel that turn, that inward turn. And you'll feel how that inward turn of the back leg, the inner thigh of the back leg really reaching to the sky, truly turns the pelvis and the belly to the left. Now, to add on to that, something has to happen with the left butt. Your left butt needs to descend and compact inward. The left butt descends and compacts inward, but not at the expense of the left knee. The left knee does not fall inward. The left knee holds its line with the left heel. Take another breath. Should be getting a lot of strength out of this. All right, pivot on your right foot, back to neutral. Step together, just stand and feel. A lot of strength going on through those rotations. Second side, last time. Right foot forward, left leg back, high lunge. This is feeling easy now, isn't it, this shape? Because we've got more. Plant your back heel. Your warrior foot. So back heel's planted, toes are slightly turning in. Now let's play with the back leg. The back leg inner thigh, the inner thigh. So if you took the seam of your pants on the inner line of your leg, from your pubic bone to your inner ankle, and you move that line back behind you. Think of it moving back. Can you feel how that's turning your pelvis forward? And then move it apart so it's broadening to the left. If you took that center seam of your pants on the inseam and just said, okay, broaden left. All right, now go ahead and add the pelvic movement where the left side of the pelvis, and if you need to, use your left hand, turn your left pelvis forward, draw the right side of the pelvis back. Keep moving the right head of the shin bone forward as you turn your belly button towards your right knee. Inhale, raise your arms up, hook them. Hand puppet eagle thumbs, pull them apart, lift up through your heart, really bold shape here. Keep working the inner spiral of the back leg. Good, and then release your arms. Back to neutral foot, high lunge. All right, crazy one. It is called goofy foot. Yeah, it's called goofy foot when we teach it. So goofy foot, the back leg. Roll to the pinky toe edge of your back foot. Respect the left ankle. Do not let it like bend or fold, right? So only rotate as much as it's happening from the head of the femur, the top of the long bone as it comes into the ball and socket joint. That's where the rotation is coming from, not from the bottom of the foot. All right, keep what you have, and you can feel how that inward turn of the left leg turns your left side of your pelvis towards the right. It even turns your belly to the right. It gave you the right turn. Now you got to do something big with your right butt. You got to drop it down and then scoop it in to the midline. It wants to go out and we don't want it to. And to do that, to let it descend and compact into the center of you, you're going to feel your right butt turn on big time, your right hamstring. Breathe. One more breath. I don't know. Want to add the eagle arms? You got this? You don't have to. Work where it's right for you. You could add those thumbs pulling apart, heart lifting, really bold shape, crazy shape. Be kind to you. Arms reached, hands down. Pivot on your back foot. So you're in a neutral foot. Step together. Step back for L pose. You deserved it. Tremendous strength through the stabilizing leg, the front leg on those shapes as you refined the pose. Yeah, being bold and kind at the same moment is really a refinement, right? It's a refinement of what's already in our heart. Like that's what our heart is. Our heart naturally is that. But then what comes out through our actions and our words is what we're learning to refine so that it becomes truly the message of our heart. Oftentimes our mind, right, and our ego get in the way. All right, walk into your chair to come out. I know I've done that. Turn sideways to your chair. So you're holding onto your chair with your right hand. Stand in your right foot, the one closest to the chair. Make the right knee resilient. Cross your left leg over into figure 4. Remember in the warm-up how we got up and down on the chair many, many times, and you really stuck your rear end out to find the chair? As you go down into this shape, I want you to imagine another chair back behind your bottom, and you are really reaching for it. It's way back there. So stick the tuchus out, aim for the chair behind you, and you taking your butt back is what allows the right knee to fold. Yeah. Now, if this is a good place, stay here. If you can go for the ground, reach for the ground. Breathe. Maybe both hands go to the ground, maybe one, doesn't matter. Head drops in any place you're at. Commit to the right foot a little bit more fully. Commit to the right buttock more. You know what the right buttock does? It does the same thing it did on those crazy goofy foot lunges, right? The butt descends and it compacts to the midline. Doesn't get to swing out to the right. Meanwhile, the knee just stays tracking. That's a lot of leg strength. All right, if your hands are on the floor, bring your right hand to the chair, bring your left hand to your pelvis, move your heart forward, push with your feet, inhale and rise up, uncross your left leg. Let's try the other side. I'm going to move the chair. You could just turn around. Okay, chair's on the left side of me. I'm standing on my left foot, checking out. Yep, I got a left knee that will bounce. I'll be like Tigger, springy, full of joy. Cross your right leg over into figure 4. Breathe. Once again, recalling our warm-up when we got in and out of that chair multiple times, and you really had to trust that you could reach back with the pelvis, back with the sitting bones, back as if there's a chair behind you that is way back there, and you've got to take your time and get back there, right? And what that creates is this fold in your body. Now, once you're in the folded position that's working best for you, hands can go anywhere. They could go to the floor. They could shift on the chair. They could stay where they're at. Now get busy on what's happening on the left foot, right? 4 corners of the left foot, all 10 toes spreading. Now check in with your left knee, that it's tracking, and that your left butt is not swinging left. Left butt descends and compacts to the midline. Is that going to take strength of the left leg, the left butt? Yes. Yep, it might get tired. So if it gets tired, you just come out of it. Breathe. All right. If your hands are on the floor, bring them back to the chair. One hand to the pelvis as well. So left hand on chair, right hand to pelvis. Heart forward. Push with your left foot, in breath and rise. I wish I could have seen that. That would have been cool to see. All right, L pose. I wanted to see your goofy foot too. Breathe. Breathe in your L pose. Awesome practice this morning. Lots of big, bold shapes, creative exploration, with a deep respect and kindness for yourself and how you took the shapes. Okay, walk to your chair to come out. Lunges up and down. So practicing to and from the floor. Standing your left foot, right leg back, right knee down. This time, second knee down. All right, listen, listen. Now right leg forward. Back toes tuck, push with your left foot, step forward. Left leg back. Ooh, tricky. Left knee down. Right knee down. Listen, left leg forward. Toes tuck on your back foot, push, lift up, right foot forward. Right leg back. Right knee down. Left knee down. Right leg forward. Left toes tuck. Push with your left foot, step forward. Are you keeping up? Left leg back. Left knee down. Right knee down. You're done. Swing your legs forward, have a seat. Hold on to your hamstrings and ease down onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Place both feet flat on the floor. Cross your right leg over your left into figure 4. You took that earlier in a standing balance. Now you're taking it in supine on your back. Draw your left knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around your left thigh. Press your left thigh bone into your hands and your hands resist. Equally weight both sides of your pelvis. There'll be a tendency for you to lay heavier on one side of your pelvis than the other. Balance it. And now stretch your left leg long. Keep pressing your left thigh bone back and moving your right inner knee away from you. Bring the whole shape closer to you. This is like you bending over. Instead, the legs are coming to you. Another option would be to peel your head, neck, and shoulders up. Breathe. Next breath, head down. Next breath cycle, on the exhale, fold your left knee, left foot to the ground. Uncross your right. Stretch your legs out for a moment before you get to the other side. Just stretch your legs out and feel. Arms down by your side, palms open. All right, second side, bend both knees, feet are flat on the floor. Cross your left leg over your right. Draw your right knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around your right thigh bone. As you spread your toes, press your right thigh bone away. Keep moving your left inner knee away from you as well. So that starts to turn the head of the femur, the ball, in the socket of the pelvis, right? So left inner knee moves away. Stretch your right leg long. Keep fanning out your toes big so there's light and space between each toe. With your thigh bone on your right leg moving back, your left inner knee expanding away from you, take the whole shape closer towards you. So now you're folding at the hip joint, at the hip crease, to bring the legs closer. The next option would be on an exhale to peel your head, neck, and shoulders up. So you could curl up if it feels good. You don't have to. You're getting like great inner thigh, hamstring, outer hip. You're getting all that. In whatever shape you're in, you're doing perfect. You're exactly where you need to be. One more breath. On an exhale, release your head. Next exhale, release your right knee. So the right knee folds, right foot to the ground, left leg uncrosses. Stretch your legs out. Arms down by your side, just feel. Okay, keep your left leg long. Press down through your left heel so your left toes, left knee shoot up to the sky. And then place your right foot on top of your left quad. So left leg is long and on the ground. Right foot is resting on top of your left quadricep muscle group, on the top of the left femur, the left thigh bone. Take your left hand and grab your right knee. Left hand to right knee. Right arm out to a T. Breathe. Turn your pelvis to the left. You'll roll onto the pinky toe edge of your left foot. So your whole left leg will turn to the left so that you're laying on the pinky toe edge of your left leg. Yep. Keep using your left hand to guide your right knee to the left. Right foot, left leg talking to each other. They're pressing against one another. Breathe. Now turn your belly button a little bit more to the right. Turn your left ribs more to the right. Move up through the rib cage as you breathe. So you'll turn first from the base of the ribs, then through the middle of the ribs, and then into the upper ribs underneath the collarbone. Once you've worked the rib cage from left to right, then turn from the cervical vertebrae, the neck, right? Turn your neck from left to right, and that'll take your head to look to the right. Breathe. Inhale everything to center. Stretch your right leg out, arms down by your side, palms up, and just feel. And now for your second side, keeping your right leg long, press down through your right heel. Spin your right inner thigh to the mat so that your right toes and knee point to the ceiling, right? Right inner thigh to the mat. That's that rotation we were playing with in practice, yeah? All right, so let's, on an exhale, left knee comes in, left foot on top of right quad. Take your right hand to hold your left knee. Right hand holds left knee. With your right leg extended on the mat and your left foot on your right quad, reach your left arm out to a T, and on an exhale, turn from your pelvis. Actually allow you to turn you work all the way up even underneath the collarbone. Cervicals now. So turn the cervical vertebra, starting at the base near the collarbone area, right? And work up, up, swallow. Turning the cervicals will allow you to turn your head to look left. Back to center. Draw your knees into your chest, give them a good hug, reach your hands up, grab either the ankles or your feet, push down with your hands, push up with your feet, and breathe. On your next exhale, fold your knees so that your heels come closer together towards your buttocks, and then bring your knees into the midline. Place your feet flat on the floor. Stretch your legs out long, turn your palms open, and close your eyes. As you lay here and rest in Shavasana, rest with your bold heart, your kind heart, and may these qualities of your heart continue to come out through your actions and your words.